Welcome in. McElroy Cubelic in the morning, Jocks 94.5. 7 o'clock here, Birmingham, Alabama. Say, Bear.
Greg?
What's the first time you started to realize that you're getting older?
The very first time.
It kind of hits you.
Well, the first time, I guess, I realized I was getting older, but not old.
Yeah.
Was when Michael Vick ran all over Florida State's defense, but Florida State ended up winning that championship. And like that championship game, I remember watching it at home.
Yeah.
That was my freshman year in college. And I just remember hearing the commentators saying, this freshman is running all over them, and can't do it. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm a freshman, and I'm sitting at home watching this game, and this dude's doing okay. Like I feel like life has passed me by. Like that was the first point. I was like, oh, like I went from being a teenager to being an adult right then and there. That was the first time I felt like, oh, okay, like the world's a big place now. Okay, yeah, it hit me.
Yeah, there's a few people that are doing things in college that are not what I'm doing. I'm sitting and chilling.
Right.
This guy's running all over Florida State's defense. I was thinking more along the lines of, at what point in your life are you like, my body is not physically capable of doing the things that it once did? And it's something as small. I mean, I'm talking like something as small as like getting out of bed. I hate saying it.
Uh-oh.
I really do. But I'm sitting there talking to one of my good friends yesterday. We went to the Alabama basketball game. And he says that, dude, I'm like a little bit, I feel a little beat up. Like I feel like I've been shooting hoops with my son for a while. And I was kind of showing my son how to use and how to involve your legs. And like, I'm a little sore from it. Like I'm like, dude, I get it. You know what I mean? Like all I did was shoot basketball hoops. But I get it. Here's where I'm at right now. And it's a strange thing. I'm not proud of it. If I stay up past 9:30, I honestly am dead to the world the next day.
Oh, no. Oh,
I am.
Boy.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm dead to the world. 9:30. 9:30. Now, I'm a morning person. Always have been.
Okay.
That's the way I operate. But 9:30?
And this isn't, okay, I'm stopping what I'm doing to start getting ready for bed at 9:30.
No, I'm asleep at 9:30.
Need to be looking at your eyelids by 9:30.
Yes.
Oh my.
Sleep mask on.
Yeah.
Looking at the back of my eyelids.
Correct. Yeah.
At 9:30.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting here like yesterday, and then we are having the best time at the basketball game, which we will talk about today. It was a great win. Cool to see Bucky McMillan back too, by the way. And just so strange to see Bucky McMillan patrolling the side court, the sidelines of basketball for a college team in that venue. I know he's been at Samford. I know he's been coaching on big stages before, but it was so cool to see Bucky McMillan over there coaching the A&M Aggies. Really, really awesome. So happy for him. And I think it was a very weird game last night from an emotional standpoint, which I'll talk about here in a moment. But I'm sitting there, the game's winding down. The game is incredible. Incredible. I mean, one of the best games ever. So entertaining all the way down to the final whistle. Game finished probably around 9:15, 9:20. Actually, I know that for sure. It finished at 9:20 on the button. Because the second we got in the car, we're like, all right, we're going to time and see how long it takes for us to get home. And I literally 10 minutes into the ride, I'm like fighting falling asleep. Fighting it.
Were you driving?
No, my wife was driving.
That's why.
Yeah. My wife was driving. She got dealt the short straw yesterday. We had a couple pops, but nothing crazy, but a couple pops yesterday at the basketball game. But last night was one of the first times I'm like, dude, I am 75 years old in a 37-year-old's body. 9:30? What are we doing? Like, how can you struggle at 9:30?
I'll tell you what's been happening to me lately. I'll say lately, over the past, really since the pandemic kind of started. Me and the lady, she more so than me, but I kind of watch them. They're fine.
Mm-hmm.
she's big in HGTV and a couple of those shows and renovating. Oh, like that's fine. I mean, they're entertaining and
They're a guilty pleasure. Let's just admit it. They are a guilty
absolutely.
pleasure.
And I do like. Okay, I don't mind finding inspiration, getting ideas. Okay, that would look cool in the house, or she chose the wrong color for that. That's cool.
Yeah.
But watching a lot of bathroom renovations is like, oh, okay,
I've seen this
that's
once.
cool. But also, like, I don't. Like, I feel like you need to have a tub. Like, why would you? This is zero entry. Or
No,
just like,
disagree
why
with
are
that.
you wanting all that? And then over the last couple of years, getting in and out of the tub, having to lift my leg
There you go.
18 inches to 24 inches just to get in.
Yeah.
Whoa. I'm like, oh, okay, it's not taxing, but I'm like, you know what? I don't think I want this anymore.
Yep. I love it. It's so true. And I want you guys to weigh in. At Mac and Cube, what was the moment when you started to realize that you're old? Or when was the moment that you started to realize that my body doesn't work the way it once did? John's was getting in and out of the tub, which is why he's now going to get one of those walk-in tubs that you see advertised for on the news channels.
Perhaps. I don't know if I want the seat yet. I don't know if I'm there.
No, you can flip it up if you don't need it.
I know, but still, I'm not late age crisis. I'm pre-midlife crisis, so I don't know if I want the seat yet.
I keep saying I'm in quarter life crisis, but I think I'm past the quarter point.
Maybe third right now.
I might stay at quarter, just lean into it. I mean, who knows? I mean, advances in modern medicine might be able to lift the 200.
Seen a couple triple dig, yes.
Yeah, triple dig is within that's within range.
Should be the norm. Right.
Yeah, that's within range. We'll be 3D printing organs here in no time. Feel great about it. We have a great show for you today. We only have William Sanderson, so we look forward to taking a lot of phone calls between now and hour number 3. A couple big phone calls, too. Like, I really, really want people's input on the following topics. 1, Roger Goodell and the NFL's involvement in college football. We're going to talk about that. Like, we really, really, really need to talk about that. And it's not, it's not is it the sexiest conversation? Probably not. No, but it's actually quite interesting. And I love where our sport is heading and how people are paying attention, including the NFL, which, by the way, does not pay attention to hardly anything outside of how they can continue to trample every other sport. And they are paying attention to college football. That is a good thing. We are on their radar. And I will explain here in the next segment why I think we are the only thing, we being college football, are the only thing that has a chance to put a dent in the NFL. I'm just telling you, there is a chance. We just have to be willing to say enough is enough. So we'll get into that. I will start, however, by talking a little Bama hoop. Went to the game yesterday. I'll be honest with you, man. A&M, excuse me, I stayed up too late till 10:02. A&M, watching that team yesterday, and I've seen Bama, obviously, right? Like, I've seen them up close, watched them up close, been to a couple games. Like, I know what to expect from Alabama. I know nothing about Alabama surprises me. I've seen them too many times. But one of the biggest takeaways I had last night was actually how small A&M was. We're talking about a team that going into last night was 7-1 in the SEC. 7-1. Pretty dang impressive. Top of the table in the Southeastern Conference. And we talked about it yesterday, they'd had a lot of close games. They'd played well. They had a lot of close games. They're a really good team. But sometimes when you watch a team a la Tennessee, like we went to the Tennessee game last week or whatnot, Tennessee looks enormous. I mean, like, they have guys that look like Groot. Like, Groot grows over the course of the movies, right? Like, he gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I felt like
Correct.
The Tennessee grew over the course of the game.
Yeah.
Like, they got bigger as the game went along. It's like, golly, that guy got 2 inches taller since the first quarter.
And A&M's baby Groot.
A&M is such a fun team to watch. Like, I loved watching that team yesterday. Now, like I said, I see Bama all the time. So, and it was a great win. But I'm watching AG, number 12 for A&M, who's big and physical. He's listed at about 6'7". I'd take the under on that. I'm watching Jamie Vincent, number 4, who's listed at 6'11". That feels about right. He's unbelievable. That kid's going to be really, really good. He comes into the game last night averaging 4 points a game. The dude had like 7 dunks and hit 2 threes. It's like, what the heck? Who is this guy?
Okay.
Like, goodness gracious. Rylan Griffin back last night after going, I believe, to Kansas last year. He was at Kansas, wasn't he? He comes back, so it was cool to see him. But all things considered, like looking at it all yesterday, if you're not watching Bucky McMillan's offense, and I'm not like a basketball XO, we've established that yesterday when people are mad that we're not breaking down the pick and roll matchups. But just watching how many uncontested shots they get, y'all, it's going to be in vogue at some point. Like the way they teach the pick and roll, and like I said, we're not going to go into this. Like I don't think anybody cares that much, but I was just so amazed at how many short range, I call them layup extended shots, they get because of the way they're teaching the roller off the pick to just keep walking as if he's like kind of crashing the boards, but the guy that's trying to defend the ball carrier like can't get close to him. And they do it 2 or 3 times a possession. I'm sitting there, I'm like, why doesn't everybody do this? This is genius. It's a moving screen on every single offensive possession. And they're not getting, it's kind of like to me when I'm watching this, and I maybe there's other teams that are doing it or doing it some way similar. I felt like I was watching the first edition of the RPO in college football, where the offensive linemen are actually 2 or 3 yards downfield, and the defense is like, what the heck is going on? We're trying to read the guards. And all of a sudden, 4 years later, it becomes the ultimate, I don't know, every team runs it now. Like, it's like the ultimate offense du jour in college football. So I feel like this offense with Bucky McMillan. So whether you like the Aggies, dislike the Aggies, want to watch the Aggies, like Bucky, don't like Bucky, I highly encourage everybody, if you just want to see where basketball might be going, and I could be dead wrong, because to me it felt like a bit of a reversion to what was the, I don't know, the 90s, early 2000s basketball that we grew up with, John. Like, it wasn't, oh, we're going to take threes. Like, it was clear there's analytics. Bucky's walking over to his guys. He's got, by the way, 7 coaches on the bench yesterday for A&M. 7.
Well, that feels high.
You think? Well, granted, I don't know which ones are coaches, which ones are like analytics professors, which ones are walk-ons. They all kind of look the same to me. But they had 7 guys in street clothes on their bench. And I'm sure there's, a lot of, everyone's got a different role, and it makes sense or whatever. But I'm going out on a limb. Bucky McMillan, 1, is going places. 2, his offense is going to be highly studied. And his defense, look, they play the press. They somehow find ways to trap you in the backcourt. Like, that team should not be as good as they are. Long story short, you look at them on the hoof, watching them I look at Tennessee, I'm like, all right, they're going to be legit. Like, they got a couple guys that are long, got a couple guys that are legit. Like, they had a couple guys last night, I swear to God, they're under 5'10". I mean, you can look at Jakari Lane, the number 5 for them. No way he's listed 6 foot, no chance. 0 shot.
The Bryce Young 6 foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You look at Marcus Hill, number 0 for them. He's listed 6'3". Under by a mile. The fact that team is as good as they are is purely about coaching and technique. And golly, it was fun to watch. Hey, Bama gets the win, though. All that being said, Bama gets the win. We were sitting right behind Aiden Holloway when he made that floater down the baseline.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You could see us on
shot.
TV. Meredith and myself and our two very close friends. You can see us on TV. My reaction was so delayed. Like you see everyone put their hands up like Rocky.
Right, yeah.
I'm the last one in the frame to put my hands up because I'm like so shocked that he made the shot.
You were sleepy. It was getting close to your bedtime.
No. That was probably about 9:10.
Yeah.
I had 20 minutes to spare there. I had room. I had gas in the
A little
tank.
flexibility.
That was another takeaway. It's like, why am I so delayed when everyone else is already celebrating? I'm a tenth of a second behind everybody else, putting my arms up. Like my reaction time, not good. But really, really fun game. Awesome win. Big game there for the Tide to get that win. And that will set the stage for the Iron Bowl of basketball. 3 o'clock on ESPN2 Saturday. Very much looking forward to it. We have Wimp Sanderson on here in about 2 hours to help us talk a little bit about what's coming up this weekend and what last night meant. All right, when we come back, going to dive in. The NFL. The NFL is actually paying attention to college football? Really? The NFL is acknowledging that college football exists? No. Come on. I'm going to tell you why the NFL is very aware of what's going on in college basketball and should be the tiniest bit concerned. Because we are coming. I'll explain next on Mac and Cube. What a good song.
Just get you there.
I don't even feel like I should talk. I should just let the song play.
Let it roll. Ooh. Heck, this is I think a 5-minute and 40-second song. And this part is
Two and a half is without talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over and over
The
again.
intro is a good minute 15.
It's a minute.
Yeah.
This was on the pregame playlist back in the day. That and Crossroads. The original Crossroads, not the remake one.
Who did the remake?
No, there's two Crossroads. Two very different versions of Crossroads.
The only two I knew were that song and the Britney Spears movie.
Oh gosh.
Didn't know there was another song.
There's two versions of Crossroads.
Okay. Oh.
But not the one that went mainstream.
Oh, okay.
So, in case you wanted to know how I got so amped to play ball.
So you're telling me that Crossroads is the championship winning song. Okay.
Crossroads ripped, for sure. Speaking of our championship, we're going to do probably more conversation. Now, tomorrow we'll talk Super Bowl. Tomorrow we'll talk matchups. Tomorrow we'll talk all that stuff. It's going to be great. Like, very much looking forward to tomorrow's show. It's one of my favorite shows of the year because we really get to dive into the NFL. Like, we are a college show. We know who we are. We know what audience we serve. We know that we have become a national show in many ways. I mean, we have people that listen all over the country that listen in because they want to talk about college football. And that's what we do, and we do it well. So that's what we are. But tomorrow we really get a chance to kind of put our NFL hat on and break down the NFL. So tomorrow's a lot of fun, and we get to kind of get out a little bit. But today, I want to talk a little NFL just in a slightly different interpretation. Because I don't know if you guys saw this. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But every single week leading into the Super Bowl, Roger Goodell has his kind of like State of the Union press conference for the NFL. It's always fascinating, and it's always really well done. I think Roger Goodell is incredibly savvy. He's like one of my idols in business. Like, he is just awesome. And I honestly, having gotten to know him a little bit in my past life, he's really a great, great guy. Now, he's a killer, but he's a really, I want him on my side. And I think he has a really good heart. I genuinely believe that. Like, and he leads and protects his entity. That is the NFL. I don't blame him a lick. It is his job. So what I found fascinating, though, about Monday's State of the Union is that Roger Goodell is standing up there at the podium, and he said something that should probably make your blood boil if you are a college football fan. He looked at the camera, and with a straight face, he says, quote, "The NFL tries to stay in its lane," end quote. While simultaneously offers to, quote, help college football find, quote, clarity. Gotcha. Perfect. Thank you. So you stay in your own lane and you're willing to help. That's amazing. That is the equivalent of a shark offering to help a wounded fish. That sound? And by the way, this is coming from a fan of the NFL. I am a tried and true NFL fan. Have been my whole life. My fandom in the NFL dates back far before I became a college football fan. Like, I grew up with the NFL. Like, some of my favorite players, Brett Favre, Dallas Cowboys. Like, I was an NFL guy. I did not become a college football fan until I went to the Cotton Bowl in 1999 and watched Ricky Williams run for a touchdown. I thought to myself, oh my goodness, college football is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I am now a college football fan. up until that point, I'd never really been to a college game. I've been to a couple UCLA games. I was living in Los Angeles for the first 10 years of my life. When I moved to Dallas in 1998, became a huge Cowboy fan and a big Texas Longhorn fan. But it was until I saw Ricky Williams on January 1st of 99 against Mississippi State. It wasn't until I saw them that game. That one might have been Arkansas, actually. Either way, Cotton Bowl, 99, Jan 1. Bought a Texas starter jacket, and the rest was history. But here's the difference that kind of comes in. Like, I listen to a lot of people that either cover college football or support college football or whatever, and like I feel like I have a slightly unique viewpoint. Like, I actually played in the NFL. Like, I actually have put the jersey on. Like, I will collect an NFL pension. Like, I played in the NFL. And there's a lot of people that cover college football that did not. And that's not their fault. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do think that there is a unique perspective having been in the buildings and worn the shield. It's a different perspective. The NFL is the biggest, baddest brand in the United States of America. But once you get in there, you realize that it is a disposable, meat market. They do not care. They do not care at all. And there's nothing wrong with that, because their goal is to never be solely dependent on one individual player or on a group of players or on a generation of players. They don't want, when Tom Brady and Peyton Manning to retire, for the product to go to hell in a handbasket. They want the logos on the side of the helmet to ultimately be the number one reason why you're watching. And they've done a tremendous job of that. So having lived in it, having been in it, I get it. But when I hear yesterday that Roger Goodell, or when I hear Monday that Roger Goodell wants to, quote, stay in his lane. Y'all, the NFL's lane is the equivalent of a 12-lane superhighway that only goes in one direction. Like, they have been using that highway for the past decade, 2 decades, to run over every other sport. Like, Christmas Day, hey, NBA, step aside. Black Friday, hey, college football, step aside. Thursday night football, hey, college football, step aside. Saturdays in December, hey, college football, step aside. For how long? I mean, we have been dealing with the NFL in every sport, and it will cannibalize every other sport in its path, and it's totally understandable. But for 60 years, we've had the Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961. It's a federal law, and it is designed to protect the sanctity of Friday nights for high school football and Saturdays for college football. Those are part of the Americana experience. So the NFL cannot encroach on those 2 nights. Well, they're encroaching on Saturdays an awful lot, are they not?
Quite a bit.
Why are we continuing to allow this to happen? Why are we not going federally as a sport to try to get those Saturdays back in December, as opposed to allowing the NFL to have double headers on Saturday that crush our college football playoff ratings? You realize that Tulane, Ole Miss, and Oregon James Madison averaged about 5 million people up against a Week 16 doubleheader? Why don't we try to push back there? But here's the other thing, too. Right now, I feel like the NFL views us as the greatest R&D department in the history of global business. That's what we are as college football. Like, we recruit the stars. We develop the stars. We tell the stars' stories. We create buzz about these guys, you know every first-round pick before they even get to the NFL. Like, we put them in the branding oven, we bake them, and by the time they get to the NFL, they're a perfectly placed pie. They're perfect. You know who they are. You know where they went. You know who their parents are. You've seen their parents on television. You've seen them bring home trophies. You've seen them do speeches. We develop. And guess how much money the NFL spends on the player development? That'd be zero. The NFL has a free minor league system. Like, that's the greatest setup of all time. The greatest setup of all time. How many of y'all are watching G League? No disrespect to the squadron. Oh, you can raise your hand. Raise your hand in the car right now. How many of y'all are watching that? You know what the G League is paid for by the NBA? Think that league makes money?
It changed its name because they got a sponsorship.
My lemonade stand out front, run by my 7-year-old, has a better chance of being profitable than the G League. Seriously. Like, it's a developmental league. It's a minor league system. It's great. I mean, it's fantastic. You have to have it. But now, the NFL is paying attention to us because of 2 reasons. One, eligibility. Roger Goodell doubles down the other day on, we support the 3-year eligibility rule. You think? Of course. He's like, it's great for academics. It's great for education. It's great for maturity. 100% agree on all those fronts.
It's not wrong.
100% agree.
However,
that's why you support the 3-year. No, how about the fact that you get a 3-year incubation period for these players so that when they get to your league, they're less likely to fail than if you had to roll the dice on an 18-year-old kid. Of course you support the 3-year thing. It saves your owners money. It minimizes the risk that your owners are having to make. 100%. I would support the 3-year deal too. But eligibility becomes a real issue. All of a sudden, these players keep getting all these wins in the courtroom. And we'll talk about one that did not get a win in the courtroom a little later in the show. All these players getting these wins in the courtroom, challenging eligibility, extending their clock, extending their window, playing college football. Well, when Trinidad Chambliss is in all likelihood going to be, at worst, a second-round pick. At worst, a second-round pick. He might end up going in the first round. Who knows where he's going to end up? Like, you give me an option between him and Nussmeier, I'll take Trinidad Chambliss every day of the week. All day and twice on Sunday. So he is desperately trying to stay in college football. Desperately. One, because he's going to make $6 million. And two, because he could potentially improve his draft stock from where it's at right now. Totally get both those things. But this year's NFL quarterback class is remarkably weak. And he wants to stay in school to come back in a year in which the quarterback class is outrageously deep. Next year's quarterback class is no joke. And yet he wants to stay in school. That's what Roger Goodell's concerned about. Eligibility. These kids are choosing to play college football as opposed to going to the NFL, which is a problem in their eyes. The NFL has always been the destination. The NFL has always been the light at the end of the tunnel. And that, in some cases, is no longer the case. So that's one reason why they're concerned. Let me tell you what reason number 2 is. It's because we are the second most popular sport in America. The NFL is number 1. We are number 2. And if you look at our growth year over year, since we implemented a playoff that actually makes sense, we're coming. We just had 31 million people watch our national championship game. We had playoff averages across the board. Remove the two G5 teams because nobody watches them. And the games weren't competitive. The G5 teams kill ratings. Kill them. But if you look at the games involving the college football teams that should be in the playoff, the high-level college football teams that actually stand a fighting chance, you're looking at $15 million for Bama, Oklahoma, $15 million for A&M, Miami, which, by the way, was played at 11 o'clock Central Time. You look at the games in the quarterfinals, $23 million for a blowout of Indiana and Alabama. Complete blowout. $23 million. $19 million for Miami. $19 million for Georgia and Ole Miss. You look at the semifinals. 16-8 for Miami, Ole Miss. 18-6, I think, for Oregon, Indiana. And then 31 for the Natty. All that being said, we still can't touch the NFL from a rating standpoint. I get that. But the average Thursday night game's doing about 15 million on Amazon. So just so you know where they're at. So even their regular season games, they outperform just about everything we have. And their playoff games are absurd. The Super Bowl will command 120 million people on Sunday. Maybe 130. It will be the most watched Super Bowl in the history of the game because of the new wide net they're casting when it comes to data consumption and big data being incorporated in the Nielsen ratings. So this will be the most watched television event since MASH. No one's ever touching MASH. But all that being said, we are the only sport that can go toe-to-toe. The only one. The only one. And we can't. We'll lose. But we have to try. And I'll explain why we are completely bowing down at the mercy of college football, or at the mercy of the NFL here in just a moment, with something that was released earlier this week. I'll explain it here in just a moment. But before we do, Saber, tell us about what's going on at UAB tonight.
There is a big game at Bartow Arena. You heard Andy Kennedy come on Mac and Cube yesterday, so make sure you get out to Bartow to see your UAB Blazers take on the Memphis Tigers tonight, 8 o'clock. It's UAB Memphis at Bartow, 8 o'clock. Tickets are available at UABsports.com. It's going to be a gold out, so make sure you gear up in gold. And the first 5,000 fans will get a free gold rally towel. UAB Memphis tonight, 8 o'clock, Bartow. Get your tickets at UABsports.com.
All right, we're going to explain why right now we're scared to death of the NFL, and maybe we shouldn't be. Because it's coming at the expense of the people that we really need to serve. I'll explain next on Mac and Cube. Welcome back. McElroy Cubelic in the morning on Jox 94.5, 742 here, Birmingham, Alabama. Golly. I feel like I've been coughing for a month. I'm freaking over it.
I got to bring you that scent stuff that cleared you up.
It's like congestion. I don't feel sick. It's like I've been congested for a month. I mean, it's literally nonstop. I blame New Orleans. That's what I'm blaming.
Y'all had a good run, too.
Yeah, we had a great run.
Came back with a vengeance.
Got us. It was a delayed sinus infection. It took 4 weeks to get here, but it's here now. It's definitely from New Orleans. When in doubt, blame New Orleans. Probably call Train. Clean Effects home cleaner. What do you think, John? Think we should do that one right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Don't get caught in the cold. Schedule your system checkup now from a Train comfort specialist. Train has been recognized 11 consecutive years as America's most trusted HVAC brand and our exclusive home comfort partners here at Jox. Visit Train.com to find a comfort specialist near you. Train's the best, by the way. The absolute best.
They're hard to stop.
Everyone should buy a Train. And the people that sell Train are the best, too. Love them. Absolutely love them. All right. We talked about the NFL. And I'm not trying to sit here and say that we want to go toe-to-toe with the NFL. We don't. We absolutely don't. It's not good for us. We will lose. We will. The NFL is the biggest, baddest show in the land. But what we desperately need to do, we need to push back a little bit. Because if you look at the schedule that was released for the 26 and 27 college football playoff, and 26 being like December, January, 26, 27, then really it's 27, 28.
Right, yeah.
If you look at the schedule released for the college football playoff, y'all, this is not doing us any favors. This is not doing our fans any favors. The national championship's Monday, January 25th. And we already knew that was coming. That wasn't a surprise. We knew it was going to be late, just the way the calendar falls this year. But remember the first year of the college football playoff, how disjointed all these games felt? How wide the gap was between one game and the next? Like, we have a possible scenario where a team will play their quarterfinal game on Wednesday, December 30th, take a 16-day break, and play a semifinal game. Yo, we have totally destroyed the calendar. Totally. All because we are scared to death of the NFL. Scared to death of getting in their way in December, getting in their way in January. Like, y'all, we cannot have our quarterfinal and semifinal games 2 weeks apart. That's not good for us. That's not good for our fans. I understand this is a unique situation. I understand that hopefully it will be better. There'll be more continuity. But any momentum that gets created in the playoff, or, I don't know, the regular season is destroyed when your championship games, think about this, your college football conference championship games are going to be played in what? On the 4th and 5th of December. You are going to go close to 55 days between the conference championship and the national championship. Help me make that make sense. Like, are we really serving the viewer? Are we really serving the fan? We have to ask that question. I am all for protecting the bowl games. I'm all for protecting the sanctity of the San Gabriel Mountain Sunset at the Rose Bowl. I'm all for it. I get it. But we got to start playing these games on the 12th, on the 19th, on the 2nd, 1st, whatever. And then we got to have a championship in early January. We just have to. You cannot explain to me this format for this upcoming season and make it make sense. You just can't. All the momentum, the hot team, and you can say, oh, the guy's got to get healthy. Well, does the NFL take a break? Like, if the NFL is the gold standard, shouldn't we be trying to do everything the NFL does from a scheduling standpoint?
You would think.
I'm not saying we wouldn't need to incorporate a CBA. I'm not saying we need to incorporate some of the things the NFL incorporates. Like, I like the disjointed nature of college football. I think the chaos is what makes us unique. I really believe that. But from a viewership standpoint, from a crowning a champion standpoint, like, at what point does the NFL ever slow down? They never slow down. That's what makes them great.
Really, it's this week. They take a week off to hype up the championship game.
Correct.
And I'll be honest, I feel like over the last maybe 2 years or so, I think the momentum's starting to kind of sway back towards people like, you know what, rather than have that dead week, I'd rather go ahead and get it now and keep it going. Especially because this week, like this year was last week, it just felt like there was nothing going on with the NFL. Now all of a sudden we've got it, and it's not all that much. We're not really previewing talking about the game. So I get why, but even still, the whole year is just blowing and going the whole time.
Yes. Like, college football is a freight train. We need to start treating it like it's a freight train. We don't need to treat it as if like we're just a secondary. We don't need to thank the NFL for our existence. Like, guess what? NFL, you want to schedule games on the 12th? That's a Saturday in December. Cool. We're going head to head. NFL, you want to schedule games on the 19th? Cool. We're going head to head. I don't know how to feel about the day after Christmas. Partially because I have young kids and I don't know if I want to travel on Christmas.
Right, yeah. I feel like
we can take a week off before.
No, you can have that one. That's fine.
We can take a week off for the semifinals. How's that sound? The semifinals can be on January 1st. Back to back.
Yeah.
And then we can play the national championship the week after that. So we're playing the national championship on the 8th of January, as opposed to the 25th. That is 17 more days in which we're losing momentum from the regular season. We have got to reassess. Because it's asking a lot of the fans, frankly. It's asking a lot of the fans. It's asking a lot of the teams. It's asking a lot of the coaches. Y'all, the transfer portal's open and closed 11 days before the teams play the national championship. I mean, what are we doing? We got to fix it. We absolutely have to fix it. And I don't know how. I don't know if it will happen. I don't know when it'll happen. I really don't even know who's making the decisions. I really don't. But, like, we have to really assess our calendar. And it's not so much like, oh, we got to fix the calendar. Everybody says that. We get that. We really need to just say, forget it. We're going toe-to-toe with the NFL. And let's try to get the Sports Broadcasting Act. They can't play on Saturdays in December anymore. We're using it. Sorry. We need it. Maybe that has a chance. I don't know. We'll see. We'll continue on. Continue discussing. A lot of stuff to get to. Have a list of championship contenders. I want John to say yes or no. We're going to do that at the top of the hour. We'll do it next on Mac and Cube. Hot jam.
Whew. Creed's become the new Nickelback. Everyone hates them, but they had some bangers.
What's the difference between Nickelback and Creed? Literally.
Both lead men are pompous, but for different reasons.
I literally don't know the difference. Is that bad?
That one I can at least excuse. With Damien, he claims to not be able to tell the difference between Creed and Pearl Jam.
Okay,
that's just
they're
right.
not even close to the same.
No, but like Creed and Nickelback kind of popped out at the same time. Like I can,
Correct.
as someone that grew up in the age of the X and listened to that music and went to them concerts, I can see how people hear similarities between them two. I see it.
We should play just random songs at some point with Cole and Damien. Frankly, it'd be good because I think I could probably get them because the Creed voice is just a little different.
Right. Yeah.
But we should play with those guys. Play a song, and they have to determine Creed or Nickelback. That'd be a good bit at some point when there's not sports going on. But we have plenty of sports going on. But we do want to get into a little bit in the next hour. We want to get into some contenders. We want to get into some assessments on whether or not teams can make a run. I think we want to get into some conversations surrounding college football. Want to get into some conversations surrounding Trinidad Chambliss. Big story yesterday, by the way. Huge story. And surprising to many. Was to me. I thought for sure that Trinidad Chambliss was going to be able to play next year. It's not sounding that way. At least not at the moment. So you know what that means. Deuce night time.
Yep.
In Oxford, Mississippi. Oh boy. We got action. We will update you on that story. We'll continue on too. We want to take your phone calls at some point. 800-239-9569. 205-834-9450. Cole's out today. You be the co-host. What do you want to talk about? You can literally call us and we can talk about anything. We have nothing to do. We can do it all. And it's your show. So we want you to discuss, to take us where you want to discuss things are going. We'll talk NFL, talk college, talk Super Bowl, talk Trinidad Chambliss next on Mac and Cube.